Okay, the last thing that we're going to work on in this Unit 1A or Lesson 1A is going to be rounding. And this is actually just a review from 5th grade, but I thought that it was important and a good place to just plug it in while we're talking about place value. So rounding to the given place value, something that's important for you to remember is that if it is 5 or higher, we round up. And if it's 4 or lower, we stay the same. So that's something that, again, you should know from 5th grade. But if you forgot or just need a little refresher, that's kind of our rule of thumb when we round. So for example, when we're rounding, it says round to the given place value. It tells us to round to the thousandths place. I always want you to underline the thousandths place. So I'm going to underline the 5. A reminder again that on page 2 in your notebook, you should have your little place value sheet. If you're forgetting your place values, you can count here and see 4 places to thousands, and you can say, okay, well, 1, 2, 3, 4 places to the thousands place. That 5 is in the thousands place, and we're always going to look one number to the right. We're not going to pay any attention to the rest of the numbers. One number to the right. That 4 tells us to stay the same. So we're going to keep 5 the same, and we're going to round or make everything else zeros. We're going to make it all zeros, so it's a pretty number of 5,000. To the closest thousand, it's closest to 5,000 instead of 6,000, so we round it to 5,000. Over here we have 7,516 rounded to the nearest hundreds place. Again, I'm always going to underline my hundreds place, and I'm going to look one place to the right. I'm going to ignore everything else after. My 1 is less than 4, so it's telling my 5 to stay the same. So I've got everything in front of the 5, and the 5 is going to stay the same. Everything after the hundreds place is going to round out to be zeros. So what it's really asking us to do here is think about the hundreds. If we were counting by 100s, we would say 7,500, 7,600, 7,700. But it's asking us, what is this closest to? 7,516, which hundred is it closest to? And it's closest to 7,500. The next one's a little tricky. It asks us to round to the tens place. And so you have 499 round to the nearest tens place. So I'm going to underline my tens place, which is this first 9. And the 9 is going to look to this other 9. Now this other 9 tells us to round up. It's bigger than a 5, so we round up. If we round 9 up, it becomes 10. And so we actually have to bump up the 4 to be a 500. We're going to kind of bump that over. And then we're going to round everything else out. So again, think about counting by tens. You got 10, 20, 30, and then you get all the way up here, you go 490, 500, 510, and it's asking us, what is 499 closest to? Well, the closest number when you count by tens that it's closest to is 500, and so that's rounded to the nearest tens place. At this point in time, I'm actually going to challenge you to try these last 3 on your own, since this is a review skill, and then come back and watch the last video to see if you got them right. So try these last 3, and then on the last video you can check and see if you got them correct or not.